about diversity today because people talk about it a lot. And of course, diversity means different things to different people. What is diversity? What definition we give to it? As a cross-cultural consultant, of course, I'd like to talk about cultural diversity, why some companies want to be diverse, why they hire international personnel, why are they interested in international workforce. A lot of Russian companies are at this moment, and especially those who want to expand further and to foreign markets. So they want to have people from those countries working for the company based in Moscow, in Russia. That is a very interesting trend, of course, because we have a situation where we have the domestic workforce and the international workforce. And how do we make these groups work together? And how do we actually create the atmosphere in the company that is conducive to such international cooperation and interaction? A lot of companies started facing problems which they couldn't foresee or anticipate earlier when they were looking at hiring people from overseas. There are several reasons for that. I mean, in the 90s, we had the situation where there were a lot of expatriates, a lot of people who came to Russia to work because the market was just opening up and there were huge opportunities, a lot of opportunities in every possible way. So Russia attracted a lot of people, top management, middle management, and people who came from overseas to work to Russia had a chance to build their career very, very, very fast. Right now, the situation is a bit different because a lot of time has passed, and as they say, a lot of water has flown under the bridge. And the Russian workforce, of course, has changed. A lot of people went to business schools, to top business schools in the West or in the East, depending on their professional interests. And they gained the skills that they lacked. So right now, they're not as different as the international workforce. I mean, of course, there are differences, but nonetheless, professionally, people are quite competitive, and they actually do not lack as many skills as before, for example. Because being expatriates, have more bonuses because it is for the company that's interested in hiring an international employee. They, of course, need to give them an attractive package, remuneration package, because, relocation to a different country has to be somehow justified. So somebody going to work in a different country has to be motivated to do so. So that creates a bit of tension between the Russian workforce and the international workforce. And that remains the biggest question for a lot of people, for the management. So they need training. That's one thing. Another thing is the expatriates that come to work to Russia, for a lot of people, it's their first assignment abroad. So they're not prepared, they don't know what to expect, they don't know how to adjust to a new culture. Some people are open-minded, and that is, of course, a huge factor. That's a huge plus. So they are open-minded. They may be aware of potential problems, difficulties when it comes to adjustment to a different culture. But maybe it's difficult to anticipate everything. It's difficult to foresee all of the issues that may arise. So they, of course, need that training as well. They need to know how to deal with their culture shock, how to deal with some of the issues that may arise in communication. So that's another aspect why cross-cultural consultants are important and why that work needs to be looked at seriously. So yeah, for both parties, both expatriates and Russians, this is a very, very challenging situation, and it can be addressed. It's not that we cannot come up with a solution to this issue, to this problem. It can be addressed because we just need to develop cross-cultural empathy in both camps, so to speak. The expatriates have to learn to see things from the Russian perspective, and the Russians have to try to see things the way their foreign colleagues see them. And when that is developed, that, of course, is conducive to a more effective cooperation and communication at work. And in the long run, it brings results to the company, because this is what the company wants. I mean, if they initially started diversifying their personnel and wanted to go that diversity path, then yeah, essentially this is what everybody wants. Everybody wants harmony. Everyone wants to be happy working with each other. And for that to happen, people need to learn about each other and bring their positions to a common denominator.